Hi guys, so we have something a little bit different today. It's a quick review of a site that I've been using called Cladwell.com. This site could be interesting to people who maybe aren't that style savvy, need a little bit of help dressing properly, adjusting their wardrobe. Basically, it's a site that takes some information about your personal preferences regarding style and then makes suggestions based on those for clothes that you can buy that will work together. So we're just gonna have a quick look over the site here. So I've obviously already signed up for it. So I've gone through the process of setting my wardrobe, but if you were to be signing up for it, you'd go through the process as they have outlined on their site here. So you see that you basically get asked a few questions about your style choices, the things that you sort of value in terms of how you look, and what your budget is in terms of clothing, and then how often you wear certain types of clothing. And so they kind of break it down into 4 separate categories, which is useful because if you're somebody who has to work in a business office every day, you probably want to be wearing a suit every day, but a lot of us won't have that problem. And then, of course, what part of the world do you live in? It makes a big difference if you're living at the equator or if you're living in the tundra. And your body type, different things about your personal features, and all of this helps them sort of customize the wardrobe to you personally. So what we're going to do is just sign in so I can show you really quickly what the site actually looks like. So once you've signed into the site, what you're going to see is you're going to see basically a few things. You're going to see on the left here which wardrobe you have selected, and they update these as the seasons go by. Obviously summer's coming, so summer 2016 wardrobe is kind of what makes sense for this time. If you live in the northern hemisphere, if you live in the southern hemisphere, you probably want to be looking at winter. So when you change that, it changes what they expect you to have as part of your wardrobe and what they think will be useful. On the right here, you can see that you have the choice of looking either at all items or items for just specific occasions. So if you were to click on leisure, it would change what they expect you to use for those situations based on that selection. In the top right here, you can access your personal information, account information, things like that, as well as you get to see the number of items that you own out of what they suggest you have for that particular set of items at that time. So as we scroll down the page, we see that they suggest a variety of different items for the different sections. They break them down into shirts, pants, shoes, jackets, accessories, suits, and blazers. One thing you'll probably notice right away is the total number of items that they suggest is actually fairly high. So they want you to have 42 items in your closet, and that includes, 6 pairs of shoes for a variety of occasions, three different jackets, which are just sort of casual jackets, lots of different belts and ties and things. And it might seem like a lot of items, but if you think about it from the perspective that the idea is that these are all of the clothes that you'll need to have in order to sort of accommodate you in a variety of different situations, it's not really too bad. If you were to look at an item that you haven't yet purchased, the green check marks indicate things I already had or things that I have purchased. But if you were to look at an item that you hadn't purchased yet, there's a couple of things you can do. So if you mouse over an item, you can click this See 'em button, and what that will do is it will provide you with some choices that they have sort of found in different outlets on the internet or different stores. And it doesn't have to be that you purchase these exact items, but it does give you an idea for what they're kind of expecting the item should look like, which I think is useful for a lot of us who don't have necessarily an idea of what they would expect us to have in the first place. And you can also change that so that there are different costs. So if you want a slightly more expensive product or you want a slightly cheaper product, you can change the value based on that. And when you do get an item, you can check it off of your list, and that will basically change it so that you see a green check mark. That's all there really is to the interface at this time. The things I like about this are that it makes shopping for things easy. So if I want to go out and shop, sometimes I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. I need some shirts or something like that, but I don't know, what kind of shirts I should have. So if I go to a place like one of these discount clothing stores or something like that, I'm often just sifting through things until I find something I quote unquote like. And that can be a time-consuming process. The thing I like about this is that I can say, well, I need a dark green t-shirt. And if I don't see a dark green t-shirt, then I know I can't find what I'm looking for there and I'll have to go somewhere else. So I like that. I think it makes that part of shopping a little bit easier. One thing I think that I haven't really got used to yet is the number of items they want you to have. I feel like you would have to basically outlay a lot to get started on a wardrobe. And then the other thing is that when the seasons change, they change the items that you're expected to have. So, you know, come fall or come winter, you might have to spend another $500 or something like that just to purchase the new items, say if they're sweaters or things of that nature, to add to your wardrobe. So in the end, I'm not sure how much this would help you kind of pare down your closet, so to speak. You know, I was kind of a t-shirt and jeans guy, so that's a pretty easy solution most of the time, but I'll admit it's not the most stylish, I suppose. And the other thing is that there's no sort of way for them to tell you what kind of clothes go together. So, you know, I could certainly see myself throwing some of these items together and still ending up looking like a train wreck at the end of the day. One thing that they have added, and I will mention this, is under the wardrobe selection here at the top, they have outfit ideas, and these are based upon your style choices. These are static in the sense that they don't reflect what you have already in your wardrobe, but they just kind of give you some options for ways to combine different pieces of clothing. My feeling on these is that they haven't really customized it to the level that it's extremely useful yet. So there are items that they suggest you use in these outfits that aren't in your wardrobe, or even items that they suggest you use in these outfits that they don't want you to buy in your wardrobe. So the question I have is whether you should be purchasing extra items to fit these. And obviously, you know, not all of us look like these model guys. So whether or not we look like goofs dressed like this is probably an entirely different question. So I think ultimately this site is helpful in sort of guiding your purchasing decisions. And I think in a way it could actually help you save money by doing that. So you don't end up with clothes that you buy and then find don't really go with anything else that you have, or you feel weird wearing them because they look strange at different times. I think most of the clothing suggestions they make here probably are fairly generic and can be sort of applied to a variety of different situations so that you have options when you're getting ready to get dressed for different occasions, whether you're going out, whether you're just hanging out with friends or something like that, or whether you even need to go to something like a job interview. I think there's some work left to be done on the site. I'm going to say that right up front, and my understanding from a lot of the emails they send out is that there is a lot of active work going into the site at this time to refine some of these things and make, for example, outfit choices more simple. My understanding is they're working on an outfit generator that will hopefully take into account what you have in your wardrobe and how you can combine those items so that you're not sort of messing up and looking like a goof when you go out and about. The cost for the site right now is about $21 a quarter, so that works out to about like $7 a month. And originally the site was free, after which time they changed to a model which required you to pay per wardrobe that you wanted to purchase. And now they've gone to a subscription model, which I think makes a lot more sense because that way you kind of get updates as things change. You don't have to pay when new things come out. And overall, the cost isn't really that prohibitive. You know, $20 every 3 months is pretty reasonable if you're somebody who A, doesn't have that kind of savvy when it comes to your clothing, and B, doesn't want to spend a ton of time trying to learn about it and just wants to be able to buy some clothes that will hopefully help them not look like a train wreck when they leave the house. So that's a basic overview of the site, guys, and kind of my feelings on the site. Like I said, you know, there's a couple of things I like about it, and there's a couple of things that I think aren't so hot, but hopefully they'll be improving things as time goes by, and we'll kind of keep up to date with what's going on with the site. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully it helps somebody who might be thinking about subscribing to the site and had some questions one way or the other about what the product is actually like. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to have reviews of different websites, products, and things that you might be interested in. Peace.